This video is straight from the heart and it talks about a manifestation story so unbelievable that you'll fall in love with it. Here we go. I was in Switzerland for a meditation retreat. In that retreat, we launched my book. It was a very, very emotional moment for me to be able to launch the book in front of my guide, my guru, Nikki.
Finally heard that voice that was inside him, and I'm so very proud of Savinder. His purpose is also something that is to do with helping people who are very analytically kind of bounded and how to move the spiritual aspect and bring success together. So I'm surely very, very proud and also grateful that we can get a chance to read this. So thank you, Savinder, for doing this. Thank you.
So outside of my day job of DevOps and technology and all of that stuff, I'm associated with a group called the Tranquillity. We do a lot of meditation courses, do a lot of things on spirituality, and this retreat was through the Tranquillity. Now this was a 5-day retreat in the picturesque Switzerland. Let me show you some glimpses of some of the activities that we did on the retreat, and you will get an idea of
It's been a fantastic experience. I had an amazing time.
And I'm so grateful for all facilitators for shining their own piece of wisdom.
I got a lot that I've been seeking. A new journey, a new rebirth. I really feel like I've changed. Love the altogether experience. And I would be more than happy to come again. I wish I could do it all over again.
I can't wait for the next one.
Just go on a retreat.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank
you so much.
I'm starting saving money now.
the goal of the retreat was ascension of human consciousness. What does that mean? All of us have some innate abilities buried deep within us. All of us are intuitive in some shape or form. You know, sometimes you just get up and you know that there is something going to go wrong today. Or you're about to do something and there's a little voice in the head which says, "Arey yaar, ye mat karna. Don't do this." That's intuition. That's your subconscious mind, your guides, your higher powers, whatever you call it. And the goal of this retreat was to take that level at which we are operating and take it several notches higher. When you start operating at a higher frequency, at a higher vibration, you get access to information which is available out there. And you can use those informations to be able to succeed at your job and at home. Let me talk a little bit about the power of manifestation. Now, when I was talking to the publisher of the book, they said that as part of the book release, you do book launch events. Typically, the format of an event is we choose a couple of cities in India. We go to that crossword and then we will call upon somebody who is of merit in this subject in that city. They come and do a talk, and then you can call on your, friends and family in that city. You can do some book signing. At the end, we serve them some snacks and coffee. And that's what a typical book launch event is. And being a first time author, not a world renowned one yet, I have to pay for this. And my reply to that was, hey, I'm not going to pay and call my friends and treat them for coffee and snacks. What's the point? This book has to go out and reach people who want to be reached. That's the kind of book launch I want. And I told my publisher, I'm not doing this sort of a book launch. my book will be launched in multiple continents in the next year or so. And their response was, oh really? Are you working with another agency for the book launch? And I smiled to myself and I thought, yes, I'm working with another agency. But I did not say this to them. I told them no, but that's what I want to do. That's what will happen. And at that point, I had no idea of how this would happen. I had laid out my intention to the universe and then I went back to do my work. And then what happened? A couple of weeks later, I got talking to Nikki and she said, hey, you know what? We are planning to do a retreat. I said, wow, that's nice. Whereabouts are we planning? And she goes, Switzerland. I was like, hey, you know what? This happened and I spoke to my editor and this is what I spoke to my publisher. She was like, it's amazing. Let's do your book launch. And that's how it came to be. That is the power of manifestation. The power of saying out your intention out loud, not just to yourself, but to your world, and then letting things flow so that the universe can align itself to your highest good. That's how I have manifested this book launch. That's how I have manifested my current job. That's how I have manifested a lot of things in my life over the past couple of years. For me personally, as a facilitator, I gained a lot from that retreat. Number one, go with the flow, let things happen. We can get a retreat done with 15 people in a town where we had never been before, of 5 facilitators, out of which 4 had never physically met ever in our lives.
Oh, wow.
Then I think a TED Talk is not too far away. It'll happen. When you are doing work in alignment to the higher power, then you let things flow and things will happen. So imagine doing a retreat for 20 people with 5 facilitators, 4 of you who've never met, in a place you've never been to, booking a hotel which you have never seen, and yet it turns out to be a fantastic retreat. That is what I'm returning from. Number 2 lesson learned, trust in your innate abilities. All of us have been through several lifetimes. Now, we all accumulate experiences from these lifetimes. At a presentation in office, you are suddenly thrust to do that in front of 10 people. And you do a surprisingly good job. And you wonder, how the heck did I get the confidence to do this? Where is all of this coming from? Maybe you were a TEDx speaker in the past. Maybe you had these abilities inborn, but you never exploited them. You never gave an opportunity to those abilities to rise and shine through you. So my learning was, grab the opportunities that are coming out there. You never know what will pan out of them. Now let me talk a little bit about the book and what it is and why you should read this kind of a book. Firstly, this is a channeled book. Now for some of you who don't understand what channeling means, it means it has messages from ascended masters, from higher powers, and as a qualified medium, I have learned on how to align myself to be able to receive those messages. So what I used to do was, for about a month and a half, 2 months, after my morning meditation, I used to straight come down to my computer and start typing. And sometimes it would be 5 minutes, sometimes it would be 15 minutes, sometimes it would be over an hour. And the messages would just flow through me and I would type. So honestly speaking, this is not my book. This is his book. This is their book. I am just the medium who has put the words on paper. That's all that I've done. Because the messages are coming from the source, some of the messages are very, very direct and brutal, because that's how they came through. That's how they are in the book. My personal belief is, if you're seeing this video, If you're seeing this book, it is not by chance. There is a purpose to it, and the book will find you when you are ready. All right, now let's talk about how to use this book. Now, you'll ask me, what the heck does that mean? It's a book, you read it, you're done with it. The way this book has been written is that it is pretty much independent chapters, and at most of the time, independent pages as well. So, stuff like this. Yeah, you can just read this, it's a message. You can read this page, it's a message. If you know what are oracle cards, you can treat the book like that. If you have some questions going on in your mind, hey, I have a tough boss, that guy is troubling me quite a lot, how do I do it? I'm in debt, how do I get out of debt? I have some relationship issues, how do I solve that? I'm in a good place in my career right now, but I want to bump it up and go to the next stage. What is the one or two things that I should do? Lay out your intention. How do you do that? Very simple. Sit in a quiet place, quiet corner in your house, close your eyes and say, I am looking for some answers on how to improve my relationship. Hold your breath for a second or two. Focus on what you just said and say that again. I am looking for some answers on how to strengthen the relationship. Lay out the intention strongly and then open your eyes and then flip the book. Work-life balance. It's getting more and more fashionable to say, sorry, but I'm busy at work. That I do not have time to indulge in exercise, the kids' baseball game, or just watch TV with the family. The entire work-life balance idiom is oversold. There is no balance, it's harmony. One thing is meant to flow into another. They are meant to be complementary, not competitive. Paraphrased from here. Yeah. You will land at the right page. Sometimes it might seem a little out of context, but if you dwell on it, if you sit on it, the right message will come to you. How can you become a part of this cause, a part of increasing human consciousness? Well, first, buy the damn book. Read it yourself. Consume it yourself. See if you resonate with some of the messages in it. Tag me on Instagram, on Facebook, on LinkedIn, any social media, and write about that experience. Record a 1-minute video, write a text, write your story, put up a picture, whatever suits you. But spread that word. And then think about 2 people who could benefit from this book, who would make sense if you gift it to them, and ask them to repeat the cycle again. And slowly and steadily, the message will ripple out into the world. On my side, my personal goal is in the next 6 months, I want to do a TED Talk based on this book. And I'm willing to do the work to do the TED Talk. This is me laying out an intention out there in the world that I want to do a TED Talk by mid 2024 on this book. In fact, if I take you through the last chapter of this book, my intention for this book, I'll just read it out so you see how intentions are laid out. My intention for this book is, thank you God for making this book become a bestseller and reach each and every bookstore in the world. Every Kindle on the planet be graced by this book. It comes up in discussions at tea conversation in roadside cafes. Talk shows invite me and Manpreet, my spouse, to illustrate the concepts and share our story, starting with TEDx. We do seminars across the world to spread this message. Our social media handles are filled with amazing success stories from all continents. A movie is made on this with some of the biggest names in entertainment industry working for free since they believe in the cause. Thank you, God, for making all this and more happen each and every day in your time, spirit, and energy. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Here. That's my intention for this book. Hope this video made sense. It was straight from the heart, unfiltered, unscripted. Let me know if you resonated with some of the topics I spoke about here. Let me also know in the comments if you want me to go deeper into some of the concepts. I can talk about how to enhance your power of manifestation. I can talk about how to start your journey to meditation. I can also talk about how to use spirituality in your corporate life. Or any other topic that you found intriguing and you want me to drill deeper and make a separate video about. See you in the next one. Cheers.